Thanks to the amazing folks over at Ameda City through the Predecessor Creators Guild, I've been given an opportunity to take a first look at Predecessor's upcoming patch, patch 1.4. This patch is absolutely massive and has some changes for every single hero in the game. It's also going to bring us our next Predecessor hero, Boris, who's going to be charging his way into Sanctuary. We got a lot to cover in this patch, so let's get to it. Narbash is a tank support that's played pretty much exclusively in that role in Predecessor. He's widely accepted to be a very reliable and fun hero to play. He's seen a couple of changes to his kit in patch 1.4, which we're going to discuss in detail now. His passive beat drop has had an adjustment, which is really just a straight win. He now grants 1.5% increased physical power per stack. So to understand that, we'll explain his passive a little bit more. Narbash's basic attacks and abilities generate stacks of rhythm that grant 1.5 increased physical power per stack. Now that's the adjustment that they made in patch 1.4. And they improve his abilities. When he stacks up to 24 times, stacks fall off individually after 10 seconds. When he's at maximum stacks, he gains 3+3 per nearby allied hero mana regeneration for 5 seconds. But importantly, the adjustment here is that he now just passively gives those around him 1.5% increase physical power per stack. The next adjustment is to his primary ability, March. This ability is now blink proxy compatible, allowing you to blink in and save the day. It's also going to give 6% magical power scaling to speed, meaning the way this ability works is that when he lets out this rallying cry, he gives himself and nearby allies 30% decaying movement speed. That movement speed now is going to scale off of his magical power. The next ability is called Song of My People. This is his secondary ability. The way this ability works is it is a toggle. It's either on or off. And essentially, Narbash is exchanging his mana for passive healing to himself and those that are around him. Each second that the beat is active, it costs him that mana I was talking about there, but it grants him 1 rhythm stack. And the big change here to this ability is that all healing is twice as effective at healing allies. So the base healing of the ability has been lowered and the scaling has been dropped 50%, but healing on your allies has been doubled. The next change is to his ability, Thunk. This is his alternate ability. It is a line ability skill shot where he throws one of his drumsticks, and if it hits an enemy, they are stunned. They've made this ability blink proxy compatible. They've added 90% bonus physical power scaling, and they've increased the magical power scaling. They've lowered the resource cost, and they've lowered the cooldown at all levels, but they've made it to where his rhythm stacks no longer impact the cooldown. But they've tried to adjust the base cooldown to offset that impact. The last change is to his ultimate Crash Bang Boom. Essentially, the rhythm bonus damage has been removed, whereas you previously did more damage depending on your stacks of rhythm. The damage reduction is up 2 times, though, which is really going to exchange some of that damage for some sustain for himself and for his team, which ultimately should be the focus for supports. I, for one, think this is a good change. Let me know what you think about all the changes that have come to Narbash in patch 1.4 and whether you plan on playing him.